like, oh, try this instead versus writing someone. Because I feel like it's supposed to come from you. You feel me?
And facts. And I feel like, you know, Burna always been representing the whole like just doing shit yourself. You know what I'm saying? In terms of creating the craft, I've never heard of, you know what I'm saying, somebody like writing for Burna. You know what I'm saying? I don't know whether he's ever wrote for somebody else or whatever like that. You know what I mean? But yeah, dog, the whole move, well, the moral of the story for me is like, yo, the whole move of, yes, we do live in a world where people can expand and, you know, do a whole, you know, they can get into multiple things in terms of growing their bag, multiplying, you know, income streams and things like that. Especially where it's like, you get artists, right? You get artists that are already known for the music, right? Because right here it's Burna Boy, you know what I'm saying? He's widely and globally known for the music. You feel what I'm saying? So now he does have an audience already that he can just like, you know, drag on to just maybe content, you know what I'm saying, or his version of making content, you know what I'm saying, had he been the kind of individual that would see an opportunity in that kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? And clearly there is an opportunity. I mean, he was breaking down even Max bringing the fact that, you know, he could get into the streaming thing. He like, this guy would be a very entertaining crash out. I'm not gonna lie. Burna Boy, you know what I'm saying, as a crash out, he would give like, I feel like he would give low tier God vibes, dog. If you know low tier God, you know what I'm saying? Low tier God energy. Just say something that maybe might get under his skin, and you know it might get under his skin. And then it might just like flip the whole bed on the screen, on camera, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Like, and how he does it, he kind of gives this demeanor where it's like, yo, take me seriously. But on some, you know what I'm saying? On some funny vibe. But with him, bro, Burna just be so intense. You don't know whether it is supposed to be laughed at or not. You know what I mean? I mean, my point is that he'd be, you know, great entertainment. But I don't think he's not giving, yo, let me take the opportunity and jump on, you know, the streaming thing, or if anything, the content thing. Whereas, look, man, if you ask me, dog, like the whole content thing, music videos could be counted as content, bro. You ask me, niggas be creating this thing, niggas, you know, they directing it, they chopping it up, they editing it, they putting it as like a piece of some sort of, you know, it's entertainment, bro, and it moves as something that's supposed to just like move with the music, with the audio, right? That's content. That's been content, actually. So I feel like, you know, the music thing was a thing. The whole music videos and what, you know what I'm saying, that's been a thing since traditional media, before you know, alternative online media, you know, made you know, content creation a thing. So music videos have been there, they've been entertaining people, but all along it's been content, dog. You know what I'm saying? It's been content since content has been a thing, right? So, you know, I get why people wouldn't want to just like categorize it as content, but it is. So in essence, bro, Burna Boy has been a content creator. You know what I'm saying? It's just now the whole live thing, because that's a whole other different thing too. You know what I'm saying? When we now gonna talk about an artist that's just purely known for the music, versus now we got like streamers and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't think his, like, Burna Boy's mind is in blending the two worlds. That's the point I'm trying to get at. But then at the same time, it's like, it is opportunity. I mean, we see a whole lot of artists appearing on other people's streams and other streamers' streams and platforms, right? But then the question is then posed, dog, why don't you just like hop on this shit? Like, you know what I mean? But then again, I did mention, I think it was the beginning of this segment of the video, this Burna Boy segment, you know, of the streamerverse, that it's like, yo, I feel like they just come through and test their energy. You know, they come through, they test their waters, they got their foot through the door just to see the energy, feel the breeze, like, how does it feel? Like, oh, what is this? Oh, none of that. And then, you know, as Max was doing with Burna Boy right here, just like schooling it. Oh no, that's chat. Oh no, these are donations. This is how you can make money with this thing. Blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying? And then feel how you can like see your energy, test your energy out. I mean, I don't know what chat said. Had this nigga mini crashing out. He mini crashed out. Like, You see, that's another thing. I don't know if it was just like for laughs, for entertainment, but just off of those kind of little bits of interactions, I could even make up my mind that this guy would give like low tier god type energy if he were to stream. And again, dog, he's actually making me realize one thing. Moral of the story, because this is moral of the story, right? He's making me realize one thing: not every artist is supposed to do that. No matter how many artists is trying to do that, but not all of them is gonna stick with it. You know what I'm saying? Not all of them is gonna turn out to be, you know, being on the kind of moves that DDG's on, being on the kind of moves that Black Boy Max is on, being an artist and being a streamer at the same time. You know what I'm saying? And BURNABOY just made me realize that it doesn't have to be an L, right? It doesn't have to be an L that you hold when you know, since that's the reality. That reality doesn't have to be an L. You could be exclusively just focused on your own craft. Just be somebody who's just immersed in music. Everything that you get, every piece of just like information or every piece of download that you get that makes you a better person, that makes you a higher being or whatever, and you're trying to share that kind of thing. You know, you're gonna throw it through the music. You're gonna throw it out there through the music. You're gonna, you know what I'm saying? And I respect the fact that he is an artist that's trying to stay in his lane like that, because you do need that. You do need somebody who's gonna just be, you know, just objectively about the music, dog. And life itself just becomes music type thing. You know what I'm saying? There's beautiful things and beneficial things that we can like learn from in terms of that. I'm just, you know, especially now, especially when you have the kind of reflection that BURNABOY has with it, you know, aka he has become somebody who is a superstar for that thing, right? And he can like literally, I don't know, man, inspire the world through music and the different angles of music. You know what I'm saying? The performing of his thing, because he's a superstar in that front. You know, the competition of his products, aka his music, on the charts, on the radios, he's doing well. They're like, that's good, you know what I'm saying, for him. But let's consider the world that we live in terms of the people that look up to BURNABOY. People who, you know, are inspired by his moves. They're trying to do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Especially in the saturated market. I'm talking about people who are nobodies trying to be something. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it would be beneficial to just advance yourself and do tap into different fields. You know what I'm saying? Until I feel like in that sense, okay, in an example of maybe a BURNABOY supporter, BURNABOY like stan, who just looks at BURNABOY, or like, yeah, who looks at BURNABOY the entertainer as something to just follow. You know what I'm saying? The model to follow. Doing that, you know, then mixing it with other things could be beneficial in terms of when we try to make money so that we can stay afloat following our dreams. Right? So it would be beneficial for that kind of dude to consider streaming if they got the backbone for it, if they got the desire for it, right? Consider, you know, doing the music, following BURNABOY's footsteps, and hopping into streaming if, you know, the interest is there. Or if you want to do, you know, do designs, you know, do designs like as in fashion designs, or if that's what you're into. My point is that get into everything that you're into, you know, knowing that you're gonna make it work, of course. And then whatever it is that blows up and just propels you out of, you know, out of this world, and, you know, blows you up basically, that's when you double down on that one thing, right? We're moving into a space where that's happening actually, and I'm realizing that right now as I'm saying these things. That's crazy. You feel what I'm saying? But shout out to people like BURNABOY that just like double down on what already works. I feel like the wave of trial and error, you know what I'm saying, in terms of trying your passion out, trying what you love out, he broke through that wave of trying it out because he's a superstar off of his music. So he's good, right? He's good. He doesn't even, you know, I saw Max like just bringing down, oh, this is how much you can make, you know, because this streamer made this much off of the, you know, some sort of subathon, 10 M's plus. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think BURNABOY needs that. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's like, for you who, you You know, you still growing yourself, you growing your brand. Bro, it would benefit you to try out different things. I mean, you know, I don't know. This is just like for people who are artists out there and feel like, you know, there's something that they could take from just doing the content thing, the traditional streaming content thing, or just dropping videos on YouTube or TikTok, Facebook, whatever. You could use that as just like a marketing tool, right? To just market your own art, market your own whatever you're trying to push type shit, right? So, hey man, however people go at it, could work. Just make it work for you. Make sure you got the energy for it. And bro, goddamn, it's just a method these days. It's just the ways of how shit finna move, dog. If we're talking about you trying to take some real opportunities out here and really advance yourself, you know what I'm saying? That's just how I feel.
Have an idea of who you are,
Yeah.
in a personal way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I
Like,
get exactly what you're saying.